Hi there, Divine Souls. This is Nala Nguyen. Welcome to Twin Flame Journey 3D to 5D. This channel is about twin flames, love, and relationship from a 5D perspective. In this broadcast, I want to dive and share with you my insights regarding twin flame mirroring. I'm sure some of you have read about this concept on some of the websites you've come across. I know I read about it when I was on my twin flame journey and I was going through this connection and experiencing all the turbulence of this connection, but I didn't really understand this concept even while I was on this journey because there was very little detail or explanation about this concept. So throughout my whole connection, I heard about this concept, but I really didn't understand it. I didn't know how to use this concept to help me transform this connection and to transform myself. So when I share with you my insights, because I've gained these insights after I've completed my twin flame journey and I've ascended in my consciousness. So therefore, after I've done my work in healing myself and ascended in my consciousness, I started getting these downloads, having these insights about this connection. So I want to share with you these insights to help you have a deeper understanding about this twin flame mirroring effect, so that way it can help you to transform your consciousness and to help you heal yourself. Okay, so in a twin flame connection, in a real genuine twin flame connection, twin flames mirror each other a lot. This is unlike any other connection you will experience. For example, in a karmic relationship, you don't really have this mirroring effect. This is only an effect that you will experience in a genuine twin flame connection. So this is how it's going to work. So when you meet your twin flame, your real twin flame, what's going to happen is that there's going to be events that happen and your twin flame is going to be triggering you, or you are going to be triggering your twin flame at an unconscious level. And it could look like this, like you're having a conversation and then you have a disagreement, and then when your twin flame will activate or trigger one of your childhood triggers that you don't even have awareness that you have triggers about. Okay, so a lot of the time twin flames don't have awareness of what their triggers are. So your twin flame will come into your life and start triggering these traumas that you don't have awareness about, and then you're going to go into a lot of pain. You're going to experience extreme trauma. You're going to feel, rejection wounds. You're going to feel a lot of different feelings that you've never felt before. This is the purpose of this connection, is to trigger all these traumas, all these wounds that have been buried for a long period of time that you have accumulated in past lives and also in your childhood. So your twin flame will trigger these wounds, and you might not have awareness of what these wounds are, and then you go through extreme pain and trauma, and then you have to learn how to deal and manage these wounds, these emotions you're going through, process it, try to get the lesson for it in order for you to heal from it. Unfortunately, many twin flames don't get to this point because they're too traumatized by the event. So as a result, they shut down, and then they want to go in separation because they're too traumatized. And then what happens is that later down the road, the twin flame that's been traumatized, they will then trigger their other counterpart, or the divine counterpart, the same type of trauma that they have been experiencing. So on this journey, both twin flames are constantly mirroring each other, triggering each other, so that way their traumas are brought to the surface for them to do the healing work. So one of the most common traumas for twin flames to heal is rejection wounds. This is one of the first wounds that I triggered within my twin flame when we first met. I rejected him in our connection. As a result of me rejecting him in our connection, he felt extreme trauma. It shut him down. He was closed off to being emotionally vulnerable at that point again, and then he just didn't want to share his emotional vulnerability because he didn't want to feel that trauma again. Okay, so that's an example of being rejected. And what happened was that several months later, he then mirrored that trauma to me. We had an event, we had a co-creation, and then he rejected me. And then I experienced the pain and the trauma of being rejected. So together, we're mirroring each other constantly and trying to bring these wounds to our consciousness so we can heal it. Unfortunately, at that time when I was going through all these pain and trauma, you don't really have awareness of what's going on. I try to heal it as best as I can, and I thought I healed it, but unfortunately, I didn't have awareness, and he didn't have awareness that this is a rejection wound that we had to heal. I only figured this out years later, like towards the end of my journey, that all the trauma we were going through, they were all for a purpose, for our ascension, for us to heal these wounds, these triggers, so that way we gain awareness of what it is in order for us to do the healing work. But you need to also separate in order to do this healing work. Unfortunately, when twin flames are going through these extreme trauma, it's hard to have this level of awareness to understand what your triggers are, what your wounds are, what you're here to heal. And sometimes when your twin flame triggers you, by the time there is a next trigger for the other twin flame, it can be months apart. So this is why this twin flame mirroring is not always happening simultaneously back to back, where you're recognizing these events. Sometimes they are spaced out in a very long period of time. It can happen, months apart. So this is why it's quite hard to recognize the twin flame mirroring effect until you have hindsight, until you actually ascended, you've healed, and then you get these downloads, and then you have awareness of what these wounds are. So now that I've ascended, I have awareness, and I'm healed. I'm able to help many twin flames understand and recognize what these wounds are. Because if you don't recognize and have awareness of what these wounds are, what happens? You're in for another cycle because you didn't gain an awareness of what these triggers are. Once you gain awareness of what these triggers are, that's a majority of your healing process, because these triggers now are being brought to the surface for you to clear it out, for you to release it, for you to forgive, and then you're healed. But if these triggers are not brought to the surface and you don't have awareness of what these triggers are, what ends up happening is that twin flames get caught up in another cycle of trauma, and then it's going to happen again. So this is why twin flames, they're in a really long journey of extreme trauma, emotional roller coaster, because they haven't gained the awareness of how this mirroring effect works, how they're supposed to use it to help them ascend. So now that I have this awareness, this is what I want to share with you, so that way hopefully it can bring to your awareness how to use these triggers to help you identify what these wounds are, so you gain awareness how to heal it. Remember, when your twin flame is triggering you, it's actually serving a greater purpose. It's to help you gain awareness of wounds and triggers that you've been carrying in your chakra system, in your DNA, that needs to be healed in order for you to ascend. Only your twin flame can bring these very deep wounds and triggers to the surface. This is why this connection is very profound, unique, traumatic, transformative, because other karmic partners, they don't have the same effect as your twin flame. So for example, if you were to feel rejection from a karmic partner, it wouldn't have the same effect. It wouldn't really hurt you as much, because it's not the same as a twin flame. For some reason, your twin flame has a deeper impact when it comes to things they do for you. For example, if you and your twin flame have a date, have an appointment together, and your twin flame blows you off, flakes on you, that will have a deep trauma effect on you. But if a regular person did that to you, a non-twin flame, a karmic person did that to you, it wouldn't even faze you. You probably wouldn't even care. So in my journey, when I was flaked out by other people and they blew me off and they flaked out on me, it didn't bother me at all. I was never fazed by this. I didn't care. I didn't get triggered by that at all. But then when I met my twin flame and he flaked out on me, I would have the biggest fit. I would explode. I would just completely lose it. I didn't know why I had these type of emotional reaction and why this was happening, because I didn't have the guidance. No one was guiding me like the way I'm guiding you right now. I didn't have the awareness that I have now. But this is why this twin flame connection is so profound, so different from any other connection, because only your twin flame will have this type of effect on you. Other karmic partners will not have this type of effect. So this is why every little thing your twin flame does to you, it triggers very deep wounds and traumas. This is why this journey is quite painful and very traumatic, because you have to do this transformative work to heal yourself, to heal the inner child, to heal all this bloodline trauma and all this karmic baggage you've been carrying for eons in order for you to ascend. You cannot go to heaven without first going to hell. Okay? Your twin flame will bring you through hell first for you to release all these emotional baggages, for you to ascend in vibration, for you to heal yourself, for you to correct any distortion in your consciousness in order for you to vibrate at a higher frequency to go into your mission and be a higher version of yourself. As painful as this journey is, there's been so much trauma I've been through. I wouldn't become the person I am right now if it wasn't for the traumas and all the things I went through, because it made me become wiser, because I learned the lessons from these painful events. And it also helped me to become stronger, and I became a spiritual warrior as a result of this entire journey. This journey will either do one or two things to you. It will either break you because you didn't know how to heal yourself, or it will make you and transform you to become a spiritual warrior, a warrior for the light. It will help you to become wiser, and you become healed. And as a result, you becoming healed and wiser, you are now anchoring higher frequency for the planet because you have ascended. And only when a person is healed in their vibration and in their consciousness are they able to create the space to help other people become healed themselves. So a person who is a healer, they actually don't do any healing themselves. What they do is they create the space, they create the vibration to help other people to raise their consciousness, to raise their vibration to match that frequency. So this is what I do in my broadcast. I create the space, I create the vibration to help other people become healed in their consciousness and in their emotional body. So each time you tune into these broadcasts, you become enlightened and you become more healed energetically and emotionally. Okay, so that's the purpose of Twin Flames, is to learn how to use this twin flame mirroring effect to gain awareness of what your traumas are, what is unhealed, so that way you become healed, you vibrate higher, and then you can help raise the collective consciousness by teaching others how to heal themselves and to have more light and to share your wisdom with other people. Okay, so if you want more help with your ascension journey, so because all twin flames need to learn to ascend in order to be the higher version of self, to come into union, you can visit my website at www.3d to5d.com. That section of the website is all about ascension, to help twin flames and the general public to ascend in their vibration and consciousness. But then I also have a twin flame section to help twin flames deal with the kind of twin flame challenges I'm sharing with you, because a lot of twin flames have issues that are unique to twin flames, and I've created sections just for twin flames, so that way you can dive into the videos and select the videos that's going to be helpful for your particular issue on your twin flame journey. So make sure to go on to the twin flame section for that part. Okay, so with that, I want to thank you guys for tuning in this broadcast. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.